Hi everyone, and welcome to our first video on personality. Now this topic is really interesting. It's made up of lots of different ideas and theories, and I guess the most important thing to understand about personality is that academics in the field of psychology debate this to this day. So they struggle to agree on A, a definition, B, how to assess people's personality, and C, how it all comes together. So for the purposes of SACE, we use this definition, okay? And that's that personality is the unique, relatively enduring, internal and external aspects of a person's character that influences behaviour in different situations. And I guess the most important part of that definition for me is that it influences behaviour. So yes, personality, it's who you are as a person, as a unique individual, but it really influences how you act and behave in certain situations. So we then go on into three different bodies or theories of personality. So the first one here is psychodynamic theory. Now this theory is very fascinating, and it's quite controversial and leads to some really interesting conversations in class. And the main figure that we talk about in this theory is Sigmund Freud, who you've probably heard of before. Now, while he will be the main figure that we talk about, we might also mention Carl Jung, who interestingly enough actually worked under Sigmund Freud. Now, the next area that we'll be talking about, or the next theory, is the Humanistic Theory. Oh, theory, hello. Theory. Now, one of the key people who we'll be talking about here is Abraham Maslow. Now, he came up with a hierarchy that when we look at it, you'll probably realise that it's referenced a lot in pop culture today. And there's another key figure who we might touch on as well. His name is Carl Rogers. Now make sure you don't get your Carls mixed up here. So there are main figures in these two different areas. And the very last one over here is the trait theory. Now this particular theory of personality is probably one that will be a bit more familiar to you, but it's important that we talk about some of the figures that we'll be mentioning. The first is Gordon Allport. The second is Raymond Cattell. Now I'm pretty sure it has double L, perhaps double check that one. And the very last one is Hans Eysenck. So these are the key players who we'll be talking about, and these are the three different theories that we'll be unpacking in Stage 2 psychology. Now, it's important to realise that there is no right answer. One of these isn't more right or more wrong than the other. Our job is simply to look at them individually, look at the strengths and weaknesses of each, look at the people who informed them, and then we're going to look at the different ways of assessing personality according to these theories. And then obviously, like every other topic this year, we apply it to experiences and events. We talk about social issues and personal growth. We talk about investigation measures, so that's obviously our assessment. And then we also talk about ethics. So this is kind of giving you an overarching summary of the topic, and I hope you are excited to learn about personality. See you guys.